Hurts yet, so that's jumping the gun. But see, this is what happens, right? Because this is the kind of stuff you would do on First Take, Hurt Take, which is why you haven't invited me on yet. You'd be presumptuous about what I'm going to say. I still, hey, dog, I mean, I'm only Stephen A., okay? And I have not been invited on First Take, Hurt Take. They have not invited me on yet. Not one time. Not one time. So that's a discussion we'll have on another day. Ain't that something? I guess you being presumptuous about what I'm going to say. Now, here's the deal. Let me get this straight. Jalen Hurts, I'm incredibly impressed with what I've seen.
Thank you.
I like it a lot. But I would remind y'all that before the season even began, I had the Eagles winning this division. Now, I said it's going to come down to Jalen Hurts. Ain't no doubt about that. But I said they're going to win this division. Because I said, if nothing else, this brother's a playmaker outside of Lamar Jackson, who runs with and maybe Kyler Murray, who runs with the football out of the pocket better than Jalen Hurts? This brother's got wheels on him, and he can extend plays, and he can make things happen. So you knew that, and it was just a matter of, is he working on his pocket presence? Is he working on going through his progressions? Is he working on making sure that he's standing up in there and giving the receivers an opportunity to get open and making decisions judiciously in that regard? The answer thus far has been yes, okay? Here's what I'm saying about Jalen Hurts. He got A.J. Brown. Mm-hmm. He got Devontae Smith. He got Goddard. I got news for you. And he's got the top 2 rushing attack in the National Football League. Okay? I'm looking at the Philadelphia Eagles, by the way, with one of the best offensive lines in the National Football League. What's missing? And so when I look at it from that perspective, he's protected with his offensive line. He's protected by a running game. By the way, these cats can catch passes out of the backfield. And then we get to, you got Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown, who's one of the better tandems in the National Football League. When we talk about tandems, wide receiver duos, okay, we got to take into account New Orleans, Cincinnati, Miami, Los Angeles Chargers. We got all that. We got to take even the Los Angeles Rams with Kupp and Robinson now. We got to take all of that into account. But at the end of the day, when you talk about top duos in the National Football League in terms of your wideouts, A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith ain't nothing to sneeze at. And so when I look at Jalen Hurts and I think about this, doggy, we just finished lamenting Green Bay. You did. I lamented the injuries and the suspension of Mike Evans for Tampa. Okay? And we don't know when God was going to come back. We don't know how Julio Jones is going to work out in Tampa, et cetera, et cetera. By default, scouring the NFC, the Cowboys, you lose Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb ready to be that number 1 dude, okay? Okay, so you got that going on in the East. In the North, Devontae Adams is going, okay? And don't get me started with Kirk Cousins and the Minnesota Vikings. Then in the South, you looking at, okay, Jameis Winston. What did I say? I tried to tell y'all. Everybody talking about Olave, and they talk about Michael Thomas. And I said, damn it, this brother Jameis Winston gave new meaning for 30 for 30. 30 touchdowns, 30 interceptions a couple years ago. I got to see this brother not throw interceptions before I'm sold on him. And what does he do? He goes up against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Mike Evans gets in a fight with the team. He gets ejected and ultimately suspended. And Jameis was like, let's go, let's get at them. And the emotions usurped his football acumen, and he threw not 1, not 2, but 3 picks in the last 13 minutes, including a pick 6. Then we get to the West. Jimmy Garoppolo's in there now because Trey Lance is out for the season. Russell Wilson ain't in Seattle no longer. That's Geno Smith. They wrote me off, but I never wrote him back. That's what he said on Monday Night Football. They go up against San Francisco and got up against San Francisco. And guess what? We didn't care that you didn't write us back. And then you got Kyler Murray, you understand, who was absolutely phenomenal in the fourth quarter, but for the first 3 quarters, him and the entire Arizona Cardinals team looked suspect. So all of those things get taken into consideration. I got news for you. Jalen Hurts is in a position for the Philadelphia Eagles to make some real noise in the NFC by default without even taking his heroics into consideration. And his heroics have been something to behold.
I think he's 100% right. Great point. Look at their schedule. They play nobody. Mm-hmm. I mean, their schedule is easy. I mean, I have Sammy punch it up. I don't know whether there are any losses, but, and I like the surrounding cast. Stevie's 100% right. Their division's terrible, Prescott. But you have to be a little careful before we put the Eagles at 13-4 and the 1 seed in the NFC. This
Who
is
said
the guy
that?
you guys
said that.
You
said that.
just spent
You said
20
that.
minutes.
About Jalen
No
Hurts.
one
You
said
spent
that.
20 minutes telling me about all these other teams' problems.
Nobody said number 1 seed.
Well, you had them winning a division,
Who's
and you told me
being
Green Bay doesn't
presumptuous
have
now?
Adams. Winston stinks. The Patriot, the Buccaneer
I'm
offense,
saying
the
you
receivers. You just spent 5 minutes telling me how everybody else is banged up. So I have to assume that you mean is that they have a chance to be a high seed, 13-4, 12-5 in the NFC East.
You're being
And
very
I agree.
presumptuous right now. Very
making assumptions
presumptuous.
here.
I agree if he's great or very good. You guys, Kimberly, you too. You're making let's put the you said at the beginning of the show. Can we put the brakes on it just a little bit for
Okay,
crying out
I'm going to put the
loud?
brakes on this.
Please.
Yeah.
Kimberly, you're leaving us. I'm sad. But you look
Well,
good.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus.